You're moving into a new apartment and need a dining table for a small flat. You search the question, click the top result, and start scrolling. And scrolling. You see beautiful lifestyle photos and long paragraphs about welcoming atmospheres, but you haven't actually found a single piece of practical advice. The grammar is perfect, the headings are bold, and the tone is incredibly friendly. Yet somehow the article manages to use 1,000 words without teaching you a single thing. This is AI Slop. It's low-effort, automated content that lacks human care, originality, or any real purpose to exist. It has a remarkably smooth surface, but if you take that polished exterior and crack it open, you find that the inside is entirely hollow. It is digital oatmeal. This emptiness is intentional. It's a systemic mirage designed to capture and waste your attention, dressing up as genuine help to monetize your clicks. Before, creating massive amounts of filler required entire teams of people. Now, generative AI has dropped the cost and time of production to near zero. A single person can hit a button and flood a niche with hundreds of generated posts before their coffee gets cold. This chart shows content production volume over time. You see the steady line of human output and then a vertical spike in AI generation. When millions of pages are published instantly, the noise suffocates the environmental ecosystem, creating an environmental crisis for the web. Because of this volume, human-tested information is actively being buried alive beneath endless pages of generic filler. The internet's trust infrastructure is eroding. We can no longer rely on structural polish or high volume as indicators of truth. Search engines were built to reward structure. Historically, if a page had neat headings, bulleted lists, and a clear FAQ section, the algorithm assumed it was organized and helpful. AI Slop mimics this exact formatting to rank high in search results. It copies headings, bullets, and tables, but omits actual substance. This shows up as the hover. The text constantly says it depends, keeping you circling without ever landing on a conclusion. Then there is the plastic tone. The writing has a cheerful, strangely motivational voice, yet it feels entirely bloodless, as if every sentence was laminated before being published. This is usually paired with frictionless confidence. The article will state absolute rules, claiming a method always works, while providing zero concrete examples or real-world trade-offs. Memorizing these structural patterns is the only way to protect your time and navigate a digital landscape designed to trick you. This hollow output is a direct result of how the tools work. Generative AI models are predictive engines, not truth engines. This chart shows how language models target information. They are trained to predict what a helpful answer should sound like, prioritizing grammatical safety and landing squarely in the safe generic center, while avoiding the outer edges of specific lived experience. When a human fails to provide boundaries, stakes, or opinions, the machine defaults to this empty middle ground. AI Slop isn't necessarily lying. It simply lacks the human friction and judgment required to create actual meaning. The technology is not the enemy. The problem is irresponsible, judgment-free publishing. Return to the dining table example. A raw AI draft will fill the page with polite but useless platitudes like maximize your space. A creator fixes this by injecting specific constraints. A 90-centimeter round table still needs 75 centimeters of clearance around it to sit down. Pushing the table against a wall and tucking a bench underneath saves space. That specific detail transforms drafts into expertise. Injecting this specific friction, the measurements, trade-offs, and hard opinions, is what turns a hollow, automated draft into genuinely valuable content. For readers, the defense is healthy skepticism. Actively distrust content that feels perfectly smooth and frictionless. Before you trust a digital source, demand the dry details. Look for the caveats, the admitted limits, and the grounded facts. For creators, the directive is to treat AI as a rough assistant. Bring your own taste, hard facts, and a human pulse to the final publish button. The internet's future depends on an active refusal to publish sludge. Human-guided value will stand out against this endless